Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal was a Section 21 company. It was established in 2001. It was a merger between an entity called KwaZulu-Natal Marketing Initiative and KwaZulu-Natal Economic Council. So the two entities came and merged to form an investment promotion agency for the province, which was then called Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal.
So I think it was a great idea then to merge the two initiatives and come up with an entity like this one.
The organization leadership is actually structured in a way that we have a board of directors that is appointed by our political principal, who is the MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs. The MEC applies his or her mind on the type of people who would understand the space that we play in. And that space is to ensure that there's a conducive environment for investors to be located.
And we have got board members themselves who are business people on their own right. And in fact, some of our board members holding and directors of multinational companies, and others are planners in government at the highest level, which helps us actually.
Absolutely.
In terms of their input,
The inspiration from leadership is so incredible, because if you look at our leaders, you could see that they are knowledgeable, they have vast knowledge, they know how to facilitate and to guide us to the right direction.
And also some board members that understand the politics. Because in the space that we play in order to instill investor confidence, there needs to be a balance between the business of business as well as the business of government. The heartbeat of the organization are our people. And the investment that we put in capacitating our people and ensuring that they continue to study is very, very important. And as a knowledge partner in business, we need to be knowledgeable and we need to constantly update ourselves on ensuring that we are up to speed with what is happening in the market trends and also how business is evolving. And we've then cascaded that further to partnering with key institutions where we're bringing in interns into the organization. So we're teaching youngsters to understand the type of business that we're in. 90% of the interns that were within the organization now have permanent employment. And that is a big plus for us as an organization.
Well, it says a lot for the competencies and skills level of staff within TIKZN. Each one is a specialist in his own, but the opportunity for them to prosper and work together on special projects is what Sishle articulated earlier on, and that's what's the winning formula for TIKZN.
We really need to have people who can turn around things much more faster and be able to work in an effective manner. We have already started working with the University of Zululand CEO in terms of the TIPED program, so that we ensure that we generate a pool of expertise of people that could work in the space of investment promotion and facilitation.
Investors needed to know that when they come into South Africa, when they come into KwaZulu-Natal, they have an organization that will hold their hand with their project. And in holding their hand, they will know that they can trust us. They can trust the information we give them. They can trust the market intelligence we give them in terms of where to locate their projects, and how that project will be supported by other support industries linked to their sectors.
I think we have set ourselves apart from other agencies. I mean, one of the things that really are different is the mindset of the organization itself. Because they know that when they come to TIKZN, we'll be able to get support not only in terms of what they do, but in terms of the VFS support, in terms of the visas, in terms of labor issues, in terms of regulatory framework, and whether it's environment or water use, but also in terms of establishing a company. We've got CIPC, which is Companies Intellectual Property Commission. Within one day, coming into our building here, we are able to open your company and register your company, or even amend your company, and then you get advice immediately in terms of the Labor Relations Act, in terms of compensation, or all the labor laws. Able also immediately to get in one house, less than an hour. your project in terms of the environmental requirements of your project. So that on its own makes us very unique in terms of how we support the investors. One of the real main strengths has been that we're a very multi-sectoral province. So unlike other provinces where they really would strive and be strong largely on mineral resources, when that kind of sector collapsed and the whole economy of the province collapsed, and others rely on services or financial services sector, here we're a very multi-sectoral province. So we've got agriculture thriving very well, manufacturing is thriving very well, business services are thriving very well. So we've got a very balanced economy.
And also when we're selling the province of KZN as an investment destination, the exciting part is when we package the project and align it with the province. So we're able to sell a full package to the investors or into the global markets.
We also have gone at great lengths to celebrate our exporters.
It's been a big achievement for us. And I think one of the events that have been a flagship project over the last, this will be the 8th year, is our KZN Export Week. You know, so it's quite it's good to actually know that it's going to be the 8th year that we're going to run this. You know, so it shows us the success in just that. But it's changed. It's evolved. We've had from the event being a 2-day event to now being a week event, so we have. A week that's been set aside for exporters, starting off from emerging exporters right through to the seasoned and well-groomed exporters, you know. And
it's a well-known actually now event, because last week we were in China and we met colleagues from Djibouti, and they say we'll meet you at the Export Week this year. I mean,
well, in fact, we've been actually now marketing it to a lot of our foreign partners and you know, linkages. So this year we're going to be looking at bringing down a lot more foreign delegates, close to in the region of about 100 foreign delegates, to be part of this Export Week, you know, so we can learn from one another, you know.
And part of the celebration of our successes has also been celebrating the successes from the investment side. Last year we started with the Anchor program of celebrating the successes of our women in business, which became a good flagship program for us, because we need to celebrate the investments that we're getting also from women-run businesses to show the successes within that. How we have evolved as well is we would never have been able to be as successful as we are if we did not have the political support.
Yes.
And our provincial government has really been the anchor at the departmental level with our Department of Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, where the department has really supported our initiatives in ensuring that we're able to drive and to increase the economy of KwaZulu-Natal.
Another milestone which was exciting is when we started the units that's focused on expansion, business retention and expansion. Because remember, when we had an economic challenge or crisis, we were able to focus on assisting companies that are already existing in our province, and that created a lot of growth into the economy. So that was very exciting from my side.
Developmental in two ways. One is internal, being able to develop and grow and capacitate the employees, but also developmental in the fact that that's where you get satisfaction, where you see a project, a person who came in here not being the entrepreneur, not having any business, then one day you see that person becomes a project owner and becomes the owner of a particular business.
To me, it's continuous improvement. Continuous improvement, because it serves both as an individual and also at an organizational level.
It's team spirit. The word team spirit. You know, although we have specialists within our organization and we have various departments, there's a big pull to working together, you know, to actually the teamwork. But we've actually evolved past teamwork to the point where it's now team spirit, and people want to give off freely. They want to get involved, and that is what is the essence of what TIKZN is. How we take it to the next level.
For me, would be reduction in poverty. I know you said one word, but I'm going to give you two. It's reduction in poverty. There's nothing as rewarding as going to an area which was previously derelict and bringing an investor there. 2-3 years later, you see the development. You see people healthy, because then it's addressing all the social needs, reducing poverty.